Atlanta, listen closely, because this isn't just another season preview. This is the kind of story that makes you sit up in your seat, because the Falcons are standing at the edge of something massive. The air in this city feels different. The weight of four straight playoff-less seasons hangs heavy, and yet there's a spark flickering in Flowery Branch. You can feel it if you've been around this team long enough. The energy is sharper, the urgency louder, the fire hotter. This isn't about hype. This is about survival. The front office knows it. The coaches know it. And inside that locker room, every player wakes up every morning knowing 2025 isn't just another year, it's the year. The year Atlanta finally answers the question: are we pretenders, or are we ready to rise into the ranks of the elite? Pressure like this can break a team, but sometimes it forges something dangerous, something unstoppable. And right now, buried beneath the chatter about quarterbacks, flashy receivers, and high-profile defensive signings, lies the story no one's paying attention to. The story that could flip the entire NFL upside down. Because while the world focuses on the stars, ESPN's latest bold prediction points somewhere unexpected, deep in the trenches. In the engine room of this roster, the place where games are truly won and lost. And what they're saying about one specific Falcon, well, it's the kind of thing that could rewrite the story of this season. This isn't just about talent. It's about identity, about grit, about whether this team has the backbone to not just survive under the pressure, but to dominate because of it. And when you hear what's brewing under the surface in Atlanta, you'll understand why 2025 might be the season where everything changes. You know what really separates a playoff team from a championship team? It's not always the big names splashed across the headlines. It's not always the quarterback or the highlight reel receiver. No, the true difference is often made by the men in the trenches, the grinders, the ones who rarely get their names called on TV, but without them, the whole machine falls apart. And right now, ESPN just put the spotlight on a Falcon who's been hiding in plain sight: center Ryan Neuzil. One of the most respected voices in the game, Seth Walder, didn't just toss out a casual opinion. He put his reputation on the line with a bold prediction. Ryan Neuzil is about to rank in the top 5 centers in the NFL in run block win rate this season. Top 5. Let that sink in. Last year, on 547 snaps, Neuzil already posted a 71% win rate, good enough for 9th best in the league, and that was while splitting time and still adjusting to the system. This year, he's the full-time starter. He knows the offense. He's confident. And he's ready to bully defensive lines like never before. But here's where it gets even crazier. Walder went deeper than the usual stats. He ran unpublished research on the vertical push of offensive linemen, the pure, raw power of how far a center can drive defenders off the line of scrimmage. And Neuzil's numbers weren't just good. They were elite. Off-the-charts elite. The kind of numbers that put him in the same conversation as the very best in the league. Now, think about what that means for Atlanta's ground game. You've got Bijan Robinson, one of the most explosive, dynamic running backs in football. Pair him with a center who can open holes like this, and suddenly, you're not just running the ball, you're dictating games. Defenses won't just have to react, they'll have to survive. And don't overlook the bigger picture. Remember last offseason? The Bears handed Drew Dalman a massive contract in free agency. The Falcons could have matched it. They didn't. Instead, Terry Fontino made a calculated gamble. He bet on Ryan Neuzil. He trusted the tape. He trusted the growth. And now, that decision looks like it's about to pay off in a massive way. Top-tier production at a fraction of the cost. That's how championship teams are built. Not just by spending money, but by finding value, developing their own, and turning pressure into opportunity. Neuzil is proof of that. And if ESPN is right, he's about to take the Falcons' offense from dangerous to downright terrifying. This isn't just about Ryan Neuzil playing well. This is about what happens when your center doesn't just hold the line, he controls it. When your center is winning battles in the trenches, it changes everything. Suddenly, the entire offense feels different. Think about it, a dominant center means the run game becomes unstoppable. That forces defenses to crash in, stacking the box, desperate to slow down Bijan Robinson. And that's when the magic happens. Because the moment they load up against the run, boom, you torch them over the top with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and the rest of Atlanta's weapons. That's the formula of a championship offense. Run it down their throats, then hit them deep when they least expect it. But it doesn't stop there. When your center is setting the tone, your entire offensive line plays more confident. They communicate better. They protect better. And that gives your quarterback the one thing he needs most: time. Time to scan the field. Time to let routes develop. Time to deliver strikes instead of scrambling for survival. That's the domino effect of elite center play. One man raising the level of 10 others. And here's why this moment feels so perfect. For months, the biggest doubt around Atlanta has been the offensive line. Can they protect? Can they create lanes? Can they hold up against elite defenses? Those questions are about to get answered loudly. Because when you've got a top 5 center anchoring the line, those doubts start fading real quick. What makes this prediction even more powerful is where it's coming from. ESPN doesn't just throw darts at a board. Analysts like Seth Walder spend hours breaking down film, combing through data, building models. When he makes a bold prediction like this, it's not guesswork. It's research, it's confidence, it's belief backed by evidence. And let's talk about what this means for the season outlook. Week 1 is approaching, and the noise is loud. Can the Falcons' line hold up? Can the run game truly dominate? Well, if Newsel delivers the way ESPN believes he will, those questions won't just be answered, they'll be silenced. Because here's the truth. Elite center play leads to a powerful ground attack. A powerful ground attack opens up the passing game. And an explosive offense forces other teams to play catch up against a Falcons defense that's already stronger, faster, and coached better than before. That's not just a recipe for winning games. That's a blueprint for building a championship. And Falcons Nation, here's the part that fires me up the most. And Falcons Nation, this is just the start. If Ryan Newsel really plays at a top 5 level, the ripple effect will be massive. It won't just be about stats or highlight reels. It will change the very soul of this team. Confidence in the locker room will skyrocket. The offensive line will gel together like a wall of steel. And when we hit those brutal fourth quarters in December, guess what? We'll be the team pushing people backward, controlling the clock, and breaking their will. That's what separates playoff teams from champions. Dominance in the trenches. You can load up on receivers, stack your roster with star running backs, and have a quarterback with a rocket arm. But if you can't win at the line of scrimmage, you're not winning rings. Period. And here's the beauty of this prediction. It speaks directly to what championship DNA looks like. It's not flashy. It's not glamorous. It's tough, gritty, relentless football. And if Newsel becomes that anchor, the Falcons won't just improve. They'll transform. We're talking about flipping the narrative. From doubts and question marks to confidence and exclamation points. From can they hang to nobody can stop them. That's how identities are built, brick by brick, hit by hit, snap by snap. This is the foundation for something bigger than just one season. Imagine the Falcons marching into January not as underdogs, but as a team with an identity so strong that opponents already know they're in for a fight. Elite center play, explosive playmakers, a rebuilt, hungrier defense, and a coaching staff that finally knows how to put all the pieces together. The table is being set for something Atlanta hasn't seen in years, a true contender. All the ingredients are here. All the pressure is here. And all the signs point to a storm brewing in 2025. So buckle up, Falcons fans, because this isn't hype, it's happening. The storm is on the horizon. And when it hits, it's going to be beautiful.